Just 2 balls in play. Max Muncy. He'll take this pitch. It's high. So you've got 2 guys from the same collegiate program facing one another here. Muncy out of Baylor, and Bradford, also a Baylor Bear. He came along after Muncy was gone. Max 3 for 6 in the spring. 2 balls and no strikes now to Max Muncy.
First 2 batters put the first pitch into play. That was the problem for Bradford last year. After the first pitch, a ball, a 347 average against. He got ahead in the count. The average went down to 176.
Strike to Muncy.
So he was pitching uphill a lot, and hitters took advantage of it.
Very different pitcher as a starter and a reliever too. Better as a reliever. Max takes a strike, and it's now 2-2. He started 8 games last year for the Rangers. Overall, his ERA was 5.30, but that was an average. He was a tough luck reliever. I mean, a starter rather. 6.95, almost 7 for an ERA as a starter. Max fouls this one back to the screen, but as a reliever, in his 12 relief appearances, an earned run average of 282. There's the average of 530. Yamamoto waits for his first opportunity to throw a pitch as a Dodger. Muncy fouls it back, and that's up on the roof above our heads. Top of the first inning, no score. A leadoff double by Chris Taylor. He's at second base, 1 out. And a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch coming up to Max Muncy. Max lets it go in the dirt. Fills it up 3-2.
It's a great shot of Yamamoto on the bench in the dugout, already with his glove on. I mean, he's like a racehorse waiting for the gates to open.
Looks like he's visualizing what he's going to do. Check swing. Did that get part of Max's hand? It may have. And he's being sent down to first base, so that did go off of his hand. He'll get checked out.
Always dangerous when you look at a hitter and you have the hands that get involved in hit by pitch. Lingering effects. I mean, it can last a long time. So he's looking at the knuckles, and a little surprising. It's the top hand, the left hand. You have the feeling, just looking at his actions, that he didn't really pick the ball up exceptionally well out of the pitcher's hand. Rangers had the same thing happen to their youngster Evan Carter a couple of days ago. Hit by pitch in the hand and the wrist. X-rays were taken. The good news is nothing was wrong there, but for Muncy, this is going to smart a while, and maybe for a few days.
He's got his batting glove off, taking off the other one now as he's getting ready to run the bases, and he'll stay in the ball game. So Muncy's at first, Taylor at second. Max still examining the back of that left hand. He'll put on his sliding glove now. Looks like the oven mitt, the Velcro wrist strap. And Bradford into the stretch already. The left-hander ready to deliver to Austin Barnes. Fires it in low. Rangers last year finished 90-72. Got a wild card spot. Yamamoto, he's getting ready. He might be thinking, hey, hit into a double play so I can get out there.
Well, he's no longer sitting. He's working that glove over. He's standing now.
He wants to pitch right now. And Barnes hits one to second. There's one. The turn. It's Yamamoto time. Yoshinobu Yamamoto makes his Dodger debut when we come back. Evan Carter was a postseason guy for the Rangers last year. Wyatt Langford, their #1 prospect. Loheim and Tavares, along with Duran, Foscue, and Ornelas rounding out that lineup. Here's Yamamoto. Last year in Japan, 23 appearances, 16-6. Facing Semien. And his first pitch is popped up down the right field side. That'll be foul. And strike one. Well, where do you begin? I mean, this guy is perhaps the most decorated pitcher to come out of Japan in quite some time. Little number foul, third base side, facing Semien, who was a World Series hero last year. Had a home run in the 9th inning of Game 5 in the series clincher. But Yamamoto, he pitched in the Japan series last year, struck out 14 in Game 6 after getting touched up in Game 1. He came back and pitched very strongly, but his team, the Oryx Buffaloes, would end up losing to the Hanshin Tigers in 7 games. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and Semien takes low and in. What are we looking for?
Well, the first thing is you look at it, a rather simplified and yet repeatable delivery. One thing I've already noticed, when he comes set, looking in for the sign, center field camera, I could tell the previous pitch before this one we see here, it was a splitter. Why? You can see it in the glove.
A swing and a miss. Throws a fastball right by Marcus Semien. He's got some giddy up on that heater.
That's what Dave Roberts is talking about. Electric fastball.
Well, one down.
Another thing I notice is Shohei Ohtani, who came over to watch Yamamoto applauding. Yamamoto also one of the few pitchers in baseball I remember seeing works off the middle of the pitching slam, not off a corner.
Evan Carter drills one to center field. That's going to get down for a hit. One hop to the center fielder Drew Avens.
And Tim, one of the reasons I talked about from the center field camera, at least in the windup, won't be able to see it in the stretch. You can see the grip on the baseball. Well, that's one of the rules that baseball has now is that, look, you can no longer use electronic devices to get signs or signals or pitches in the dugout. Trash can or no trash can in Houston.
Out of the stretch for the first time is Yamamoto facing Wyatt Langford. Langford takes a healthy cut and misses. Langford seeing pitch that kind of had some arm side run, came inside to him.
Langford talk about going up the ladder in a hurry. He made 2 stops in rookie ball, each one elevated, then went to Double-A, then Triple-A.
Yamamoto pumps in another strike.
Yamamoto also just noticing he's not going to give up very many stolen bases. He does not take a lot of time. He comes out of the stretch position.
First base side of the rubber. He stretches. Slide steps home, and the ball hit down to third. Backhanded by Muncy. He goes to second one. Taylor the turn. That's an around the horn. Inning-ending double play. A good debut first inning for Yamamoto. No score. We head to the second inning. So he's playing with a wrap on for the rest of the way today. And checking in with the skipper. James Outman takes a strike from Bradford. Outman the DH today, with Vargas and Padlo to follow. Well, your first impressions of Mr. Yamamoto.
Hello. You know, you begin to look at things. The first 2 pitches that he made to all 3 batters, strikes in the first inning. Then you start to look and say, well, 164 innings last year. He walked only 28. So control does not get him into trouble.
His numbers are.
But I'm very curious about the fact that from the center field camera, the third pitch he makes in the ball game, you can really tell the grip on the baseball, and that's something, you know, to pass along to the Dodgers. Not that it's going to take them by total surprise, but it is something to be cognizant of.
Outman strikes out, 1 away, and Miguel Vargas coming up.
The Dodgers, by the way, did see Bradford last year on the 21st of July at Dodger Stadium. Worked a third of an inning in relief. Make that an inning and a third. Had one strikeout.
Vargas in left field again today. And he will take up high. 2 balls and no strikes to Miguel Vargas. And Dodgers have seen a bunch of lefties so far. I mean, it's only been a week's worth of games. And they've seen a lot of port-siders. Strike to Vargas. Right-handers last year for the Dodgers hit .262 against lefties, and the Dodger lefties hit .246. There's a ground ball down to third base, backhanded along the line by Ornelas. He fires on to first in time to get Vargas, and there are 2 down. You say, okay, where are they? Well, the .262 average against lefties last year was second in Major League Baseball. Very good for the right-handers. But for lefties, 22nd in Major League Baseball with a .246 average.
Yeah, I mentioned at the top, very deliberate delivery, and Yamamoto actually just going through the delivery in the dugout.
Kevin Padlo swing and a miss. Yeah, Yamamoto's mechanics are impeccable. That's what he's doing right now, huh? Visualizing
his mechanics along with the balance.
I've seen the video. If you haven't seen it, or you don't know the story, he uses a small javelin to work out with. Padlo, a swing and a miss. It's called a turbo jab, and it was invented by an Olympic javelin thrower. And the technique that is used by this particular former Olympian went through his whole career, never had an injury. And Yamamoto, along with a number of other athletes in other sports, have started to use this. And it's more like when you see him come over the top, it's like he comes over the center of gravity. He's not all arm, but his mechanics are really fascinating. Padlo takes one skipping in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Dodger first baseman this afternoon, Kevin Padlo.
Well, you can understand why Yamamoto's mechanics are impeccable, because he's constantly working on them.
3-2 pitch. That's ball 4, so the inning stays alive with a 2-out walk. It keeps things going for Drew Avans, who will come up starting in center field today. Avans off to a very good start this spring, both defensively and offensively. And had a nice play the other day in Tempe using his legs, scoring a run. Swings and misses at the first pitch.
Yeah, looking at the lineup, who he will be facing.
Ippei Mizuhara is the translator with him there. He has another translator he works with a lot, Hiro Sonoda, who will also help him, but Ippei will be helping during games, we understand. That is Shohei Ohtani's translator. And here comes the pitch. And a strike call. By the way, pitch calm, right? That was a thought. It will be in English. The English language for Yamamoto. It does have multiple languages, that the unit that they used to call pitches, but they're going to use English.
It also shows with him, with his interpreter going over the lineup, that he is going strictly to the scouting report on how to pitch to opposing players, even in spring training, in his initial outing in a Dodger uniform.
2-2 pitch to Avans, left-handed batter against the left-handed thrower Bradford. Fouls it straight back. Yeah, that is something you don't normally see in spring training. You know, who's up, right? I mean,
it's normally, especially the first couple of outings, of working on a particular pitch or pitches.
Avans, foul tip into the glove of Jonah Heim for strike 3. Strikeouts in the inning. Dodgers leave a man. Inning and a half done. No score and surprise. And here comes Yamamoto again.
Look into the glove of Yamamoto. This is what we were talking about. You see the splitter. You can see the baseball in between the two fingers on the right hand. That's from the center field camera. Now, would inquiring minds want to know during a regular season? There is a ban on using electronic devices, but we've been able to see a sneak preview. A couple of pitches we've been able to call.
Jonah Heim, the catcher, or
and
Nathaniel Lowe, rather, first baseman.
And the grip on that curveball was different.
Yeah. Well, his curveball is it's a real 12-6 curveball. It'll drop. Oh, there you go. Lowe just no chance at that one. That ball disappeared on him.
More than anything else in the pregame show, we're talking about, well, movement of the baseball. Now track this. You can see in the glove, this is the splitter. In the splitter, it looks good. It's the same arm speed as it comes out of the pitcher's hand, and all of a sudden disappears.
Now Jonah Heim lifts this one in the air to left field. Vargas back and camped out underneath it, makes the catch. 2 down.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's done nothing but throw strikes. I mean, it's incredible. First pitch strikes, batter after batter.
You love to see that, don't you? Think about this. Over 7 years, he had a record of 70 and 29 and a 1.82 ERA. Leody Taveras, a switch hitter, batting left against Yamamoto. A 5-time All-Star in Japan. 3 times he was the Pacific League MVP. 3 times he won the Sarmore Award. That's the equivalent of the Cy Young Award. 3 times he was voted to the best 9 over there. And 3 times he won a Gold Glove. So that's a good note as well, the fact that he won a Gold Glove 3 times. He defends his position. He's got 2 career no-hitters. His last one came on the 23rd of September of last season against the Chiba Lotte Marines. His first one was against the Cebu Lions in June of 22. And in Game 6 of the Japan series last year, struck out 14. There's a splitter. That's just filthy. As Taveras strikes out. 3 strikeouts for Yamamoto. He's faced 6 men through 2 innings.
Descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
New pitcher for Texas as we start the 3rd. It's lefty Blake Taylor facing Andy Pages. Pages batting 9th and playing right field. And Yamamoto, that last half inning, I mean, the first half inning was entertaining. That second half inning was even better. And I know the plan is only for him to go 2 innings today, but you know, this guy, you want to see an encore. That one's kicked around by Lowe, and Pages is going to be safe. But that second inning went so fast, I'm not sure he knew how many outs there were when he got his last strikeout.
He was having so much fun. He's thinking, well, I'll go ahead and get another out. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, Tony said, hey, that's 3 outs. Taylor, hot shot down to second base. Flip on to second. Shortstop Duran throws back to first. That cleans up the error by Lowe. 2 down and the base is clear.
A very impressive 2 innings by Yamamoto. I mean, he's like looking at a watchmaker, being exact with his delivery. The pitches got ahead. 19 pitches, 16 for strikes.
All right, next time he pitches, it's appointment viewing. This guy is something. Well, I hope he left a good impression on you folks, because he certainly did. I can speak for myself.
Wow.
That was Tremendous work. How about the splitter?
Well, you might be able to see it from the camera, but trying to hit it is a whole different story. And to me, it looked like it was two different splitters. One, really a lot of down action.
Gavin Lux bounces it to first. And Taylor over there to record the putout. A 7-pitch inning for the reliever Blake Taylor. Still no score in Surprise after 2.5. 3 strikeouts, 19 pitches, and 1 really nasty split-fingered fastball. Yeah, but he struck out some pretty seasoned guys too, and Marcus Semien, Nathaniel Lowe, Leody Taveras, those guys all punched out. And Daniel Hudson will now take over. Hudson, his second spring appearance, had a hitless inning Saturday against the Angels in Tempe. And now Yoshi will watch for a bit. You know, don't blink, you'll miss something. That's kind of how his debut went today. Very fast.
When you're throwing over 84% strikes, you're not pitching out of trouble a lot.
Hudson facing Ezekiel Duran, the shortstop. Remember, Corey Seager is out. He had the sports hernia surgery, so he hopes to be ready for opening day, but that's a hope at this point. And Duran might either be the designated hitter or the starting shortstop. And he swings and hits it to the gap in right center. Ball with some tail on it, cut off with a backhand by Drew Avens. He'll fire it into Gavin Lux at second base and hold Duran to a base hit.
Duran, he was red hot the first 3 months of the season. Hit .320 and had 12 home runs over the first 90 days.
Justin Foscue at second base. The conversation continues in the Dodger dugout. It's been a big week. We saw Gavin Lux back out there at shortstop for the first time in a year, and then Shohei Ohtani yesterday, his home run to get things going. Yamamoto today. Swing and a miss by Foscue.
Yeah, but Gavin Lux had his first start at shortstop a couple of days ago. Did not have a ball hit to him the entire time that he was out there. Has yet to have hit one there today.
Let's see if Foscue's a candidate to break that streak.
For Lux, again, he felt fine after getting the start at shortstop. He had 2 games as a designated hitter.
Hudson delivers high. And the count to Foscue. Now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Hitters count. Get you into trouble. Yamamoto got ahead, and now here's the payoff pitch.
Turn to throw to first base. Runner back.
You know, they say the 3-2 is the payoff pitch because it's going to be one way or the other. When you're behind as the pitcher and you've got a guy that has some power, you know, the payoff, you're trying to get to the 3-2 count.
Swing and a miss, and you did get to the 3-2 count.
And he went upstairs. One of the things that Daniel Hudson can do, he can overpower you with a fastball. So here's dead red, and boy, just slightly up and in. Great location.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Way to come back to it. Put a little bender into it. But that 3-1 pitch was really a big pitch and perfect location to go full.
Yamamoto likes it. Why wouldn't he? It's Jonathan Ornelas now, the third baseman, facing Hudson. Just drills one in there, middle for a strike. Now Hudson, before he got hurt in 2022, And his real bread and butter was the slider. That was just a pitch he had so much success on. The opposition was just 5 for 43 against his slider before he was hurt. It's a 116 average. And out of those 43, 17 of them were strikeouts. One ball, one strike count to Ornelas. Semien on deck. Stretch. Runner goes. Pitch. It's fouled off to the right and out of play.
I was watching Duran at first base. He took a different lead off that time. Fast twitch muscles. It was rather pedestrian, but not this time. And boy, he got a very good start.
Bottom of the third of a scoreless ball game here in Surprise. First of 2 spring training matchups between the Dodgers and the Rangers. Wave and a miss way out in front of the slider. And Ornelas strikes out. 2 strikeouts for Hudson. 2 men out. And back to Marcus Semien.
As good as that 3-1 fastball was up and in to Vasquez, and then he got him with a slider. This slider may have been even better.
Semien struck out by Yamamoto. 0 for 1. He had a first pitch home run yesterday against Arizona. I guess you could call it a World Series rematch, but it's a spring training game. But he saw the first pitch and he hit it out yesterday. And a ground ball wide to third, foul.
Semien got a very slow start last year. There's a little bit of concern and said, hey, wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on? The last 4 months, however, talk about kicking it into gear.
Veteran infielder, always been a solid hitter. Takes a pitch high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Semien digs in from the right side against the right-hander Daniel Hudson. Ezekiel Duran, the runner at first. Turn throw to first, and Duran dives back safely.
That lead that he had looks similar as the one that he took off on. See if he does it again.
Hudson last year spent most of the year rehabbing the torn ligament in his left knee.
Now this lead more pedestrian. There are some guys you can look down there and it's a whole different thing when you look at them to lead off. You know, do they have stolen base in mind? You're thinking about going here.
Low. Now you're going to go. No question now, right? 3-2.
Nope.
He's moving.
If he doesn't go, it's only because he didn't know the count.
That's right.
And the first base coach has already told him of that.
There goes Duran, and Semien fouls it off.
How about Bruce Bochy last year? Bring him out of retirement. All he does is come back and ho-hum another world championship.
Well, he managed Team France in the World Baseball Classic qualifier, and he kind of got the itch to manage again.
Well, he's a good one.
Check swing roller right by Boch. He doesn't even flinch.
Well, he's got the protective screen in front of him, but for Bruce Bochy, he's one of those guys that he may be on the other side, but he has been a gentleman. He's been a very big influence in the game of baseball. And he's one of those aw shucks guy.
Runner goes 3-2. Semien takes inside. That's ball 4. 2 on and 2 out for the Rangers now. Well, I think for most people's money, Bruce Bochy's a Hall of Famer. 4 World Series
no
titles.
Question. No question.
That's going to be it for Hudson.
The only problem for Bruce Bochy getting the Hall of Fame is he came back and now he's active and he's got to start the clock all over again.
Right. He just wants to manage. He's loved by his players. So Hudson is out. got 2 strikeouts, a walk, and allowed a hit. 2 out, bottom of Shohei Ohtani. Now here's Ben Harris, 8th round pick in 2021 out of the University of Georgia. Georgia Bulldog. Just in Double-A Tulsa a season ago. Tasked with getting the final out here. Evan Carter will be the batter, right fielder. Carter had a base hit in the first and then was erased. An inning-ending double play started by Max Muncy.
Yeah. For Harris, he didn't have to go far to get to the college. Is out of Alpharetta, Georgia.
Duran at second base. And a breaking ball, nicely thrown. Oh, that was an impressive pitch. He fooled Carter. Strikes him out. Nothing across for the Rangers. We go to the 4th in surprise. Restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. It's pretty refreshing on a hot day today. No score. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Rick Monday and Kirsten Watson, Tim Neverett with you on the radio TV simulcast. Glad you're aboard. Kirby Yates, former Atlanta Brave. Good season with them last year. Career high 61 games, a career high 7 wins. He went 7-2. And Austin Gauthier into the ball game for the Dodgers for Max Muncy. Gauthier behind in the count, 0-2.
You just wonder if the hand, left hand of Muncy that was hit and then wrapped, got to the point of saying, hey, look, let's not have him in that game any longer.
Gauthier jumps into action earlier than maybe he was thinking. Yates pitch. Wave and a miss. He struck him out. An off-speed pitch from Yates. Well, 1 man gone in the Dodger half of the 4th inning.
Yates was really good last year. Surprisingly enough, the offside, the left-handers had difficulty. They hit just 124 against him.
Max in the dugout.
Yeah, he's looking at that hand, and that, again, hand injuries. Just wonders at how much swelling is there. You can see a little bit of it, and a red knuckle or 2.
Yeah, no reason to take any kind of chance right now.
Nope.
This time of the year. Austin Barnes gloves it to short. Backhanded by Duran. Long throw. Got him. Good play, Ezekiel Duran. That retires Barnes, and there are 2 away in the 4th. James Outman, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning.
Proud one for Yates last year. We talked about Yamamoto in the 2 innings, 84% plus strikes his pitches. Not the case with Yates last year. Only 60%. That was the 2nd lowest in the National League as far as finding the strike zone consistently.
Yates delivers low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He was in the top 3 strikes thrown. Actually, it's tied for 2nd best in the National League. Rustar Gratterall.
We've not seen him yet in a Cactus
The
League
only
game.
one that had lower percentage of strikes thrown in the National League last year, Daniel Bard with the Rockies.
Oh, really?
Which is not a place that is recommended to fall behind in the count.
No. Tough place to pitch. Yates kicks and sends one home right past Outman. He swings and misses. And it's a 1-2-3 top of the 4th for Kirby Yates. As he strikes out over for the Dodgers. And I think home plate umpire Dan Bellino just gave him a pitch clock violation. He looked up at the press box, pointed at his wrist, and yeah, they're going to give a ball right away to.
No, they're showing 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. So that was a pitch clock violation on Phillips before he threw a pitch. Anyway, Langford hit into the around the horn double play that ended the first inning. There's a kid who went to high school in Florida, did not get drafted, and went to the University of Florida and really figured things out. I mean, within about a 12-month span, he went from not a prospect to a pretty good prospect. And then by the time he was a junior, he was a first-round pick. Talk about a meteoric rise. And he has a chance to make the big club, perhaps as their DH or maybe in one of the outfield spots. But this is as close as he has been to making the big club. He's got a chance to break camp with the world champs. 2-2 pitch. A slider down and away.
They had a couple of games, 6 exact, in 2 different rookie leagues. And he went to Double-A, hit .333. 12 games at the Double-A level extended, hit .400.
Chase the high fastball. High heat from Phillips. Strikes out Langford. One gone in the Texas fourth.
Phillips was so good last year, and that's just riding on the fastball and going upstairs. It looks good from a hitter standpoint, but difficult to hit, hard to get on top of.
Nathaniel Lowe, strikeout victim of Yamamoto in the second inning. Well, you mentioned Phillips was good, Mo. How good do you think he was? After August 8th, you know what he did? He only allowed 1 earned run. That was it. He had an ERA under a half run, 0.49, after the 8th of August last year.
Well, he was good before then, but the Dodgers just left it open as far as officially naming a quote-unquote closer. But you can see it was Phillips who was in that category and then officially named the closer.
Low, fooled by a slider down and in. But if you're told as a pitcher you can choose a time of the year to be really good, when's it going to be? Doesn't usually happen, but doesn't ever happen. But if you had to pick a time, after August 8th would be a good time, because you're pitching exceptionally well down the stretch.
By the way, Gavin Lux, here we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Did not have a ball hit to him at shortstop the other day. Has not had one hit to him so far in this one.
Well, chasing, he strikes out for the second time. Good pitch from Phillips. Faced 2 men. He's punched them both out.
I would imagine that Lux is saying, hey, look, it's real nice that you're getting the splitter and getting strikeouts, but hey, guys, I'd like to get some ground balls maybe.
Maybe somebody can hit him some fungos between innings.
Dino Ebel can go out there and hit him.
Go out there and whack a few at him. Oh, he's locked up right there, boy. Jonah Heim, switch hitting catcher. Well, how good was this guy last year for the Rangers, especially in the postseason? He was excellent. Primary catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He knocked in 95 runs.
Two outs, bases empty, a scoreless ball game so far. Shattered bat, foul ball down the right side. The business end of the bat ends up on the infield grass.
Now we'll preface it by saying this is only spring training. We have seen 4 bad swings and a broken bat in just the 3 batters against Phillips in his inning.
The last pitch that he threw had a wrinkle on it, and that wrinkle kind of hit the bat in the wrong spot.
Yeah, well, he was left with a fragment of a bat that looked more like a letter opener.
And right now, Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire, is picking up all the toothpicks that were left around, all the shrapnel.
With all the little pieces, you could build a boat.
That's called blowing up a bat. And now the 1-2 to Heim, fouls it back.
There's a difference for a hitter if you look at the bat and say, well, bad wood or great pitch?
Depends on your perspective.
Yep.
Not going to use the good bats in spring training anyway, right?
No, you put those aside when you find that bat that's really good.
In the air to center field. Avens get underneath it and make the catch, and a very tidy fourth inning for Evan Phillips. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. On to the 5th. No score and surprise. Information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Dodger fan waiting for a ball. Chances are he may get one. There's a former Dodger who's done very well since going to the Rangers, Josh Sborz. 44 appearances last year. And he was a big part of Bruce Bochy's bullpen down the stretch that was pieced together with Band-Aids on certain days. But Sborz answered the call.
Threw a lot of breaking balls last year.
Facing Miguel Vargas with no score in the top of the 5th. Vargas pops it up down the first base side, and that'll drift out of play.
A lot of breaking balls to right-handed batters. Sborz last year threw more than half of his pitches to right-handers sliders.
Ball hit in the air, left side of the infield, popped up. Third baseman Ornelas under it, right by the lip of the infield grass. He'll make the catch. 1 down for the Dodgers in the 5th. A couple of new outfielders out there for the Rangers. In left, it's Dustin Harris. And in right field, it's Elier Hernandez. And Carter out. And new first baseman Jared Walsh for Nathaniel Lowe. Kevin Padlo had a home run in the opener against the Padres a week ago tomorrow.
You're talking about the bullpen for the Rangers, and that was something that they had to kind of piecemeal through the late stages of the season. They blew 33 saves and had an ERA of almost 4.8. So that was kind of the focus of attention coming into and preparing for this year.
Padlo swings through it. 2 balls and a strike now to Kevin. Such an important part of any ball club, and it's for some teams a mystery, for other teams it's a strength, and that's the bullpen. And it can be unpredictable too. And over the course of the season, due to injury or performance issue, whatever, there's always moving parts. So organizations have to be prepared and have a lot of moving parts. That's what the AAA is for.
Well, when you're competing and you take a lead in its latter stages of the game, you cannot leave the door open. You've got to have someone come in and close it.
Padlo takes a walk. Second time he's drawn a walk. And the Dodgers have a man aboard with 1 out in the 5th. Sborz against Drew Avens. Avens is a guy who's been just getting the job done in the organization. And with Oklahoma City last year, good year. He bunts it. Puts it in not a bad spot. Sborz throws, and he's called out. I saw first base coach Clayton McCullough ask for the replay, made the replay sign, but we don't have that today.
No, but on the TV side, we'll have a replay.
We will, and you'll make the call.
If the bunt is a little bit more down the third base line, it's going to be perfect. I like the effort, and the thought is that, hey, wait a minute, let's go ahead and try something. Sborz had plenty of time. Safe.
By a lot. Wow. Malachi Moore, the umpire at first. Spring training for them as well. Andy Pages with a foul ball. That was pretty cut and dried, though.
Rather.
Well, takes a bunt base hit away from Avens. But it does move Padlo into scoring position. With 2 outs, Pages trying to get the game's first run around. So what do we do with Avens here? We give him honorable mention?
Well, it did not go unnoticed by Dave Roberts and the coaching staff, I'll tell you that much.
And pitch. Pages drills it. Deep left field. Way back it goes, and Andy Pages crushes one. It's 2-0 Dodgers. Oh, there's the power you hear about when you talk about Andy Pages. He just annihilated that baseball.
You get a chance to see it on the television side and watch the extension and the leverage that he gets. You talk about absolute poetry with a swing. On a solid front side, bat speed coming through, the ball stays fair. He just pounded it.
That's going to feel good for him. So he gets the bear hug in the dugout. Guy had to miss a lot of time last year with a shoulder injury. Injured himself swinging. Had labrum surgery relatively early in the season too, and missed again a lot of time. But a couple of years ago, Pages lost a bunch of weight. He dropped a bunch of weight, added muscle. I remember my first day in camp this year, I walked by him on field 2, and well, he looked, I said, wow, he looks good. He looks in great shape.
And now he's convinced that the shoulder is not going to be an issue when he swings the bat. Oh, that was a great swing. Got the pitch. Yeah, it was a good pitch to hit, but he handled it wonderfully.
Good to see. Chris Taylor is 1 for 2, doubled on the first pitch of the ball game. This one fouled down the first base line. 2 down, and the Dodgers with a 2-0 lead. A home run by Andy Pages. Taylor takes high. And Malachi Moore says he went around. Chris says, are you kidding? Oh well. Swing and a miss, and Taylor is out on strikes. Chris 1 for 3, but the big blow off the bat of Andy Pages. 2-0 Dodgers. Dodgers, Andy Pages with a home run, and there's Joe Kelly and his new number 99. 42 appearances last season. 2-5, and a flame-throwing right-hander making his first appearance of the Cactus League. So Mariachi Joe back out there, and he's facing Leody Taveras. His pitch swung on, ground ball to second. Austin Gauthier is there. He gobbles it up, throws on to first moments ago. Kirsten caught up with today's starting pitcher in his debut, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Cactus League debut, Dodger debut. What was it like going out there, attacking those hitters, and getting the results that you got today?
今日初めて対外試合、よそのチームの相手投げてどうでしたか？
とにかく落ち着いて投げようと思ってたので、立ち上がりからいい入りができましたし、テンポよく投げれてよかったです。
I was trying to just do my job and then try to stay calm and then focus on what I have to do, and from the get-go. So that was great.
How pleased with you, just considering and understanding how the ball played here and the results you were able to get? How pleased were you to get those results?
今日の結果に対してどれくらい満足はされてますか？
そうです、少しほっとしてる気持ちは、ありますし、まだこれからイニングがやっぱ増えていってどうかっていうところなので、とりあえず今日の登板としては良かったかなと思います。
For today, because I'm kind of relieved, and then I just let's see, because of how I do as I get more innings.
Are you feeling nerves? Just obviously, with this being the first time you're facing hitters here in the States and first time wearing this uniform.
ジョイスのユニフォーム着て今日ちょっと緊張とかありましたか？
そうですね、 オープン戦ではあるので、いい緊張感を持って投げれましたし、とにかく落ち着くっていうことを意識してました。
Yeah, it's a spring training game, and then still a little bit nerve. Then just try to stay calm.
What your repertoire did we see today?
今日球種は何種類ぐらい投げられました？
今日はストレートとカットボール、カーブ、スプリットですかね。はい。
So for fastball, cutter, splitter, and then 最後何ですか？
ストレート、カット、スプリット、カーブ。
カーブボール。
10 more pitches, right?
10種類まだありますよね。
Sounded like you were practicing your delivery between innings.
Yamamoto with 4 pitches today, he said he used. The Rangers get on the board.
I talked about Lux not having a ground ball hit to him, and this one is hit, but on a replay watch, it's an off-balance throw. He's not on the right foot, had plenty of time to make the throw, and the throw is something that the Dodgers have been working on with Gavin Lux for the last 2 years. He tosses the ball more than throws it, and this is off the wrong foot and plenty of time. That's basically just an error that doesn't have to be.
Foscue is out, and pinch runner is in Cam Cauley at second base, and the batter's Ornelas. So the conversation with Yamamoto said it was a spring training game. He just tried to stay calm. And it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts. His interpreter, by the way, Hiro Sonoda, who you will get to see a lot this year, helping him out. You'll get to know who Hiro is, as well as you'll get to know who Ippei Mizuhara is, who is the interpreter for Shohei Ohtani. Joe Kelly, veteran right-hander, is back on a 1-year deal. The last Dodger to wear number 17, had to give that up. Somebody else wanted it. That somebody hit a home run in his debut yesterday.
To the bridge and beyond.
It was, you know, the whole story. There's a lot more detail. You'll probably hear the story 100 times, but Joe's wife ended up getting an electric Porsche out of the deal to give up number 17. Porsche showed up at their house in Rancho, and they're like, "What's this?" Shohei wanted to thank you for helping him get number 17.
He has a gift for you.
I'm sure that happened all the time, right? No. Sometimes guys get different things, get money or gifts or whatever. Runner takes off going to third, but the ball fouled off. I don't know if anybody's had an electric Porsche delivered to their driveway in exchange for a number or appreciation, I guess. But Joe is one of a kind. He really is. The stretch, and here comes the 3-2. Drill to center field. Going after it toward the right center field gap is Avens. He'll make the catch. The runner tags from second, and Cauley is into third. Advancing on the fly out. 2 men down.
Well, Kelly, when he is on, very high percentage of the strikeouts. In fact, 4th best among major league right-handed pitchers. When you start to look at over 13 strikeouts in every 9 innings of work.
Travis Jankowski was one of the key players for them during the year. Filled an outfield spot for them for quite a while. Former Padre. Strike one to him. Well, the Dodgers went and got Kelly back last year at the trading deadline. Remember, he was with the Chicago White Sox. I remember, I believe we were in Arizona right after the deadline, and I saw him in the hallway. And I said, "How do you feel to be back?" He goes, "Oh my gosh." He was so happy to be back with the Dodgers. No disrespect to the White Sox. He just wanted to be with the Dodgers, close to home. White Sox didn't exactly have a good season last year. 100 losses.
Yes.
Ouch. So with the trade to the Dodgers, he immediately moved way up in the win column. Jankowski lobs one into right field. That's going to get down for a hit and tie the ball game. Colley comes around to score. And Jankowski, who is hitting in Simeon's spot, makes it a 2-2 game. RBI single. Now Elier Hernandez, a right fielder. Swing and a miss. What do you make of the stance of Hernandez? He's got a wide stance. It's almost like he takes up the whole batter's box.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. He's a big guy to begin with and a very wide stance. It works. You knock in 99 runs and you have that batting average to go with it. He has some power also.
He hit .298 in the Pacific Coast League last year. Stretch by Kelly. Runner goes. The pitch not there for a strike. Throw down. Got there. The tag on Jankowski, but just a hair late. And it's a stolen base. And the go-ahead runs in scoring position.
Pretty good jump. That ball out away from Barnes. The throw was there, but late.
One ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitter, Elier Hernandez. Next offer misses from Kelly. Two outs, runner at second. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Kelly stretch, looks back at the bag, now comes to the plate. And this one lined to right field, slicing, and a diving stop is made. Oh, what a day for Andy Pages. What a catch by Pages. He just robbed him of a hit and the go-ahead run. It's 2 exclusive member-only events, team store discounts, so much more. Dodgers.com/membership for more details. Rangers with a new pitcher, Jake Latz, another lefty. 2-2 ball game. Start the 6th. Bunch of changes for the Rangers. It's Gavin Lux hitting against Latz. For a left-handed hitter, well, how important is it to get as many ABs as you can against lefties in these exhibition
The
games?
repetition, and one of the areas that Lux really improved on 2 years ago is he had .263 against lefties. That was a big improvement because when you start to go from 2019 through 21, you take that stance when he's had at bats against lefties, hit just .168. So almost 100-point.
Lux hits the ball well to left field. That ball is back, and that ball is not going to be, or is it?
It's caught.
It is caught.
And
wow.
what a catch. And then hello wall.
Dustin Harris went back. He wasn't convincing me he caught it right away, but
he wasn't
did.
convinced he caught it either right away. He knew the fence was there.
Wow.
Looks into the glove, held on to it. Boy, quite a catch. We mentioned earlier there's a lot of sun that's really problematic the left side of the infield and outfield.
Look, he caught it down toward the heel of the glove too, and he had to make a course correction at the last second. What's going on with that?
That's why I'm a proponent of having warning tracks exactly the same depth, and if you can, the same material, so that players can feel the warning track underneath their feet while they're trying to chase down a fly ball. What a catch.
A difficult Sky today to deal with, but he's got the glasses on. Hung with it. Good contact for Lux, just comes up empty. Now Gauthier grounds it up the middle, and that's a base hit. Another base hit here in spring training for Austin Gauthier. I told the story about this guy yesterday, but it's worth repeating that he went undrafted out of Hofstra, and that's in the Colonial Athletic Association, the CAA. And it just so happens that Dodgers farm director Will Rhymes played in the CAA. He was a shortstop at William and Mary, and so maybe he thought, well, let's give this CAA guy a try. Somehow they got connected, and Will was able to get Austin noticed by the Dodgers and signed by the Dodgers. And all Austin Gauthier's done since turning pro is everything he's supposed to. And he continues to move up and do really well. There's still some development there, but the reports are good, and now seeing him in person,
he's on the right track.
Yeah, he is on the right track. Austin Barnes awaits the 0-2 pitch. And he bangs this one into left field. A hot shot for a hit. Rounding second and stopping there is Gauthier. Well, that's a solid single for Austin Barnes, and there are 2 on with 1 out.
And a little struggle for Barnes so far in the early going. Boy, he just tomahawked that one.
James Outman 0 for 2. A couple of strikeouts today. Left on left matchup for Outman. 2-2 the score, top of the 6th. 2 on for the Dodgers, and Outman looks at strike 1.
Seeing Barnes very quickly, Tim, seeing Barnes get that base hit. One of the reasons that he was behind the plate today, as we're kind of understanding, is he's been doing most of the catching in the sidelines and bullpen sessions with Yamamoto. So they wanted a little comfort level in there today, and it worked.
Yeah, we should revisit that debut because it was really good.
Oh my goodness.
It was impressive.
19 pitches, 16 for strikes.
Scratched by Latch in the pitch, and Outman strikes out for the 3rd time. Fooled by that pitch. So for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, you joined us late, you missed it. Oh man, was he good. 19 pitches, 1 little hit, but that was erased as part of a double play. Look at the splitter. I mean, no chance, right? 3 strikeouts. He faced 6 men.
Splitter was something. That one fastball on the first strikeout that was shown in that sequence of 3, the fastball that was up and in, was pinpoint location.
So he threw 4 pitches today. Fastball, cutter, splitter, and a curve. And those are the pitches we should expect to see him throw quite a bit. And what sequence? We don't know.
And hopefully the hitters don't either.
No, they didn't today.
One thing, Yamamoto also, I'm sure the Dodgers are aware that a center field camera, we were able to call some of the pitches today, including breaking pitches, not just the splitter. Why? Because the position of the hand on the baseball.
Two game here. 2 down. 3-0 pitch, and Vargas greenlighted. He fouls it back. So what do you do about something like that?
It's an easy correction. You know, basically it's going to be the position of the glove. Yamamoto holds the glove out in front of him, elevated. If he just turns it a little bit.
Stretch by the lefty. 3-1 to Vargas. Fouled back. 3-2. Now the runners will start with the pitch. Gauthier at second, Barnes at first. Looking forward to seeing Yamamoto the next time. I mean, really amazed at his mechanics, his slide step delivery, pitch in the dirt. And the bases are full of Dodgers and 2 men out. And Kevin Padlow will come up, but Rangers are going to have a meeting on the mound. Gauthner over to third, Barnes to second. And now Miguel Vargas at first base.
Yeah. Trip to the mound, and can't see with his camera angle, but hand to the mouth, so you can't read what's being said as far as not lip reading.
Mike Maddox, the pitching coach.
Yeah. The Rangers have an interesting lineup as far as the top of their managerial. First Bochy, of course, will be headed to the Hall of Fame after he retires a number of years. Will Venable is the associate manager. And then Donnie Eckert is the bench coach. So an associate manager.
Pitch to Padlow, breaking ball for a strike. I know over the course of the last few years we've seen some different titles like offensive coordinator and things like that with different organizations. Quality control coach been around for a while.
Strategy coach.
Yeah.
Offensive strategy.
Game planning.
Lunch.
Everybody has their job. You had one job. It was to get lunch. No, there's no lunch, coach. Oh, 2. Strike 3. Padlow leaves him loaded. And to the bottom of the 6th inning, and surprise Arizona as the Dodgers 2, Rangers 2. The Dodgers now as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brazier 59 appearances last year. 3-0 overall. ERA 3.02, but that's combined with his ERA over 7 that he arrived with from Boston. And I mean, his ERA was minuscule with the Dodgers after he picked up the cutter. Dave Roberts coming out of the dugout. Ryan Brazier, you saw him gesturing at home plate umpire Dan Bellino about something. Now Bellino has already given a pitch clock warning to a reliever today, Evan Phillips, and I'm not sure if he did the same to Brazier or not.
It may be, Tim, because the Dodgers are taking too long to come out of the bullpen. There's X number of seconds that are being allowed by Major League Baseball once the third out is recorded.
Hunter Fiducia is going to catch now. Barnes is out of the ball game. So Brazier set to throw his first pitch, and it's in there a little bit low. Let's see.
So the countdown, yeah, they're taking too long. Coming out of the bullpen, runs out of time. The pitches are not complete. It's in the rules.
He didn't get his 8 pitches. Yeah.
Well, Brazier, we saw him on Sunday, worked the 5th inning of that game, struck out all 3 batters he faced.
One's lined to right field and a base hit. So regardless of the count, the Rangers now have a man aboard. Jared Walsh at first base. And Walsh, the left-handed batter, will take ball 1. Two-2 game, Texas and the Dodgers. This one stroked down the right side, but it hooks foul. Let's go down to the dugout with Kirsten.
Thanks, Tim. Well, Austin, we saw Yoshinobu Yamamoto make his Cactus League and Dodger debut today. First, what has it been like just getting to know him and working with him and understanding just his style of pitching?
Yeah, you know, like spring training, you try to get to know everybody, especially the guys that you haven't caught before, but he's been awesome. Stuff obviously is really, really good. He has really good command. I think to get the first one under his belt, I think that's big for him. Even though he signed for all that money, he's a great pitcher, but just to get it under his belt, I think is important. And he looked really, really good.
When you think about just kind of how he is able to, I know it's only 2 innings tonight, but navigating through a major league lineup, how are you seeing him make those adjustments, whether they're in-game, working with you, and kind of in the game preparation side?
He can do so much. He can drill the fastball both sides. He's got that really good splitty it's really hard, kind of knuckles at you. And then, when he's behind in the count, he can flip in that breaking ball. So there's a lot of options with him. It's fun getting to know him, getting to catch him, and just seeing how he works and how his pitch mix works.
And now, not only is he one of our newer pitchers for this organization, but also Tyler Glass now. How has it been kind of learning him, his style of pitching, and kind of learning to work with him?
Yeah, they've all been great. Great additions to the team, great in the clubhouse. I think they all have different little ticks, all different little things to pitch. Glass is kind of guy at the top of the zone. Yoshi's kind of guy at the bottom, just kind of pinpoints the corners, and Glass just kind of comes at you with this, big fastball and curveball. So they're all different, and you got to get used to all of them.
Each year, this organization comes with incredible talent, especially on the pitching side. Does this year feel any different, just kind of with the guys that have been acquired and just the level of skill set and talent you see?
Yeah, every year the Dodgers have crazy talent. Every year seems a little different. Playing these games, getting everybody, getting mixing in with everybody, I think will bring the guys together a little more. And I think that's what we're looking forward to.
Now, enough about the pitchers. Focusing on you now. What has been the focus for you coming into this year, getting some of the results we've been seeing from you at the plate?
Yeah, just trying to see the ball, getting a good spot ready for the season. It's a long season, and just trying to get ready and get ready for 162.
Well, Austin, best of luck this year. Thank you for giving us a bit more insight on the pitching staff. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Kirsten, thank you very much. Austin got a front row seat.
And he's the guy again who's been doing the majority of the catching in bullpen sessions, so he feels very comfortable, and I would imagine Yamamoto feels comfortable throwing to Barnes.
Derek Hill, the batter. Dustin Harris over at third base, 2 out. Sam Huff just hit into the double play for the Rangers. Derek Hill came in for Leody Taveras earlier. Dodgers and Rangers at Dodger Stadium, June 11th through the 13th. Last year, the Dodgers took 2 of 3 from Texas at the new ballpark in Texas, which was our first trip in there. The Dodgers had played there in the 2020 World Series in postseason when it was all held there in the bubble. But it was our first regular season visit in there. There's a bonding ball to short, picked up by Trey Sweeney. And he fires on to first, and Hill is out. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. 7th inning coming up, a 2-2 game. So in between innings, Mark Pryor, pitching coach for the Dodgers, talking with Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire, perhaps about the Dodgers having 2 pitchers committing pitch clock violations before they've even thrown a pitch in the game.
Pitch clock violation because they are taking too much time coming out of the bullpen before they even get their warm-up pitches.
Right-hander Austin Pruitt takes over. Jose Godoy is now behind the plate. That completes the Texas battery. And Drew Avens will lead off. He fouls one back. Avens, 3rd time to the plate. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. Bunted a man over to 2nd in the 5th inning. He was called out, but replay showed he was clearly safe, and there's no replay usage in this game today, so whatever the call is, it is. Here's Pruitt's pitch. Wave and a miss. And down on strikes goes Avens. 1 down for the Dodgers in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2 game here. Eddie Paez, last time up, drilled a home run down the left field line. That's one of the things that Paez has been known to do in terms of his power stroke, is to pull the ball. Pretty good pull hitter. Swings and hits a high fly ball to left center field. Well struck. This ball headed back toward the wall. It's off the wall. Paez in a full sprint around second base. He's on his way to third. He'll be held there with the triple. An impressive day for Andy Paez.
He gets such good leverage with his swings. This pitch, a little bit out away from him. If Paez saw, look, there's a chance. And drifting back even more. It goes off the wall. So another dimension for Paez. Just watch him run around second base on the television side.
Cody Hosey back in there. Cody first ball swinging, hits it well to right, but it'll be playable for Elliot Hernandez. Will make the catch. And tagging and scoring is Paez, and the Dodgers take the lead on a sacrifice fly by Cody Hosey. Drives in the go-ahead run in the 7th.
Young guys continue to really put runs up on the board. Last couple of games has been the 8th inning. Well, they get to break up the tie here in the 7th.
Hunter Fiducia getting his first plate appearance. Left-handed hitting catcher. Pruitt winds, fires. It's fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike to Fiducia. Andy Paez, it's his day today, I guess. At least offensively. Well, defensively too. Don't forget the play that he made in the 5th inning, robbing Hernandez, Elliot Hernandez, of a hit. An outstanding stab. Well, certainly with the times that we've seen him participate in these exhibition games, this is definitely the most impact he's had on one of them, you know, this year or last.
If he can hold on to that swing. Yeah, it's a big turnaround too. You hurt your shoulder on a swing the year before, get surgically repaired, and you come back, you're proving a point.
Down the left field side, and on the run is Dustin Harris to make the catch, and Fiducia's out, but Paez helps get on the board. Cody Hosey drives him in. 3-2 Dodgers. Stretch time and surprise. Here's 2-6-1 for Texas. Bottom of the 7th inning. Some more changes to tell you about for the Dodgers. First and foremost, the right-hander Eliezer Hernandez, former Met, Marlin, the Astros organization originally. And Eliezer is making his 3rd appearance. Last pitch Sunday against the A's at Camelback Ranch. Gave up a couple of hits and a couple of runs while striking out 1. And some other guys from minor league camp have come over to the ball game. Well, first, a non-roster invite back out there in center field, Travis Swaggerty. And they have put Damon Keith in left field now. Jose Ramos moves to right. That's her outfield. Keith, Swaggerty, and Ramos. This is Jax Biggers, the 3rd baseman for Texas, facing Hernandez, and a 1-0 pitch. And that is there. Griffin Lockwood Powell is in for his first Cactus League action. Came in last half inning to play first, and back out there again at first base. And Brennan Davis is at second. Pretty sure we got everybody. Cody Hosey last inning came in at 3rd. And Hosey has so far driven in the go-ahead run. A sac fly. And a pitch right there for a strike. 3-1 the count.
Pretty good getting up on that heater also.
Foul at the plate. Full count. 3-2. I'm glad you've tuned in on this really pleasant Wednesday afternoon. Surprise, Arizona. It's about what, 9 miles, 10 miles from Camelback Ranch. Really close. Royals also play here. Share this complex. Ground ball foul right side. And literally down the street, I think the next exit is the Peoria Sports Complex where the Mariners and Padres are. That's a great thing if you take the drive over from Southern California, wherever you happen to be. You're in town, swing and a miss, and out on strikes goes Biggers. So Hernandez strikes out his first man. I mean, it's great. You can go to games. You catch a doubleheader. You catch a day game and a night game. Let's find out when they are. Dodgers play the next 2 nights. But the games are very close together here. If you've never been to spring training and you like baseball, you should try to make it a point. So Cam Cauley came into pinch run for Foscue in the 5th inning. He's remained at short ever since. What about your thoughts on the Rangers? Maybe their prospects of defending their American League title, their world title, #1. The Dodgers want to challenge that, certainly, but what about around the rest of the American League and in the American League West?
The question is, you look at the Rangers on the improvement last year. I mean, if you go back to 22, they finished 38 games out of first place. In 2021, they finished 35 games out of first.
Cauley clubs this one. Swaggerty got turned around, and Cauley's going to run. He's heading for 3rd, and that'll be a stand-up triple. Now, what happens in center field, Rick, on a play like this?
Well, you're going back. You can turn to your left to begin with and then turn to your left again, but getting turned around and then trying to battle the sun on top of it. I just wonder if that ball hooked a little bit more, but you'd like to have that one a chance to make the play again.
So the tying run is at 3rd and 1 man out. And now for Hernandez facing Ben Blackwell. Infield playing in, trying to cut down that runner at the plate. And there's a base hit. This is the tie game. Didn't matter where the infield was playing for that one. Blackwell drives in Cauley, and it's a 3-3 game.
Breaking ball, very hittable location.
Blackwell at first. 1 man out, and Travis Jankowski, who had an RBI base hit and a stolen base in the 5th. Facing Eliezer Hernandez. Hernandez out of Venezuela, 28 years old. And that one doesn't connect. 1 ball and 1 strike. When dealing with the sky as an outfielder, you've often heard the term "there are angels up there," meaning clouds. Did you like the clouds? Did you like overcast? Did you like blue
overcast
sky?
is the best. Well, night games, if obviously the major league ballparks are well lit. Dodgers will be under the lights, as you mentioned, the next 2 nights.
Yeah, what are you going to do all day waiting for the game? You'll find something.
Well, we're creatures of habit, and you know, those early alarms you leave, you know, the wake-up calls.
Right.
Yeah. You move a little later, but guess what? You'll wake up early.
During the regular season, you know, night, getaway day, night, Sunday, day game. You just get used to the schedule. and you adjust your sleeping habits accordingly. Spring training. After a while, you don't know if it's Sunday or Wednesday. It's just another day that ends in Y. Runner goes, pitch up high, and that's going to be ball 4, so 2 are on. But there's nothing wrong with that because there's baseball every day. And you do need to get the night games into occasionally because that's just part of the whole thing, getting that nighttime routine back. I think you like to see the ball at night too.
Yes.
Both at the plate and on the
that's
field.
why I have marveled at the fact for years and years the Freeway Series, because you're getting into, first of all, Major League ballparks. Then you start to get the juices going because you know that the season is just right there. The Dodgers will be a little strange one. They will technically open the season in South Korea, but then the Cardinals at home, the home opener. But when you get back into familiar territory, you get back home and it's under the lights after the day game, opening day and everything else, you get into the flow of things. But the Freeway Series has always been, in my estimation, as a player, something that was welcomed.
Leo Hernandez, big right fielder, will take ball 1. Elier against Eliezer. The Dodger right-hander delivers one home that is fouled off. You know, the Freeway Series is also important for some of these young prospects too, because they get to come and participate, and they do it in the big stadiums under the lights. And for many of them, it's the first time ever getting a chance to do that in the big league park. Could hold up the swing and a miss. And that's still another step that's important in the development for players. But as you mentioned, for the big league guys, it's just important to get back into the familiar environs and get more in line with what you're going to see during the regular season. Ball is hammered toward right center. Swaggerty on the run. He dives. He's not going to get it. Gets past him. Ramos will pick it up. 2 runs are going to score. And the batter runner, Hernandez, fell down between first and second. Otherwise, he might have had third.
Well, being a spectator, you can't do it from a defensive standpoint. Hernandez, I mean, he just absolutely ripped that one. But watch, first of all, it's been a tough inning for Swaggerty in center. He may have some bumps and bruises to go with, but watch this. Coming around, admiring your work, and then running into a runner. And that's obstruction.
That's Griffin Lockwood Powell, the first baseman he ran into. And that is a point of contention this year. A point of emphasis, I guess, not contention, but a point of emphasis as far as the umpires are concerned this year, to look out for more of that.
Yeah, you can't do this. You have to be aware of where the runners are.
Well, the rule of 2-run double. Infield comes in. No, they put him at third because of the obstruction. So there you go. So he is at third. Dustin Harris at the plate. I thought he'd get the extra bag due to the obstruction, and he did. And this ball in the dirt, kicks away, and another run comes in as Hernandez scores. It's a 4-run 7th as the wheels wobbling a little bit here for Eliezer Hernandez.
Second run for the Rangers on wild pitches. Joe Kelly uncorked one.
That ball actually hit the pitch comm device on top of the right shin guard of Hunter Fiducia, the catcher, and knocked it completely off. So he had to pick it up and put it back on the Velcro stripe. And Harris batting with the bases empty. It is a 6-3 lead now for the Rangers. The bottom of the 7th. Ground ball to first. Griffin Lockwood Powell grabs it and steps on the bag for the out. 2 men out. Let's check in with Kirsten.
Thanks, Tim. Well, with you guys speaking about the Freeway Series, yesterday Walker Buehler took part in his first live BP, threw about 29 pitches, and he said that he felt really good coming out of it. His spring has been a little bit of a slower one because when it comes to this season, they're somewhat going to slow play him due to just an innings kind of. So he is hoping to take part in the Freeway Series, and hopefully we talk a little bit more about him after the break, guys.
Yeah, great. Looking forward to seeing him back on the hill. But we have a pitching change now. 6-3 Rangers. Bases are empty at 6-3 Texas. And the new pitcher is Michael Hobbs. We saw Michael warming up in the bullpen on Thursday, almost a week ago. And then saw him get into a game not long ago. Brought his mustache with him again today. And he had a quick inning when he wrapped up the game the other day. So a strike delivered to Jared Walsh. 2 men out here. Walsh is 1 for 1. So Hobbs looking to clean things up. Eliezer Hernandez allowing 4 runs so far this inning. Triple, a base hit, a double, an obstruction call. And a ground ball towards short. Trey Sweeney behind it. Flips on to first, and he's got him. So Michael Hobbs comes in, puts out the fire, but the Dodgers have some work to do as we go to the 8th inning. 6-3 Texas.
He remained in the game, played through it, and when he was in the dugout, we did see him wrap it up just to try to protect it. We are being told that he has a left hand contusion, and he said that he is going to undergo an X-ray. So hopefully we'll hear more about it after the game, guys.
All right, thanks, Kirsten. Hopefully Max is okay. Hopefully it's not going to cause him to miss too much time. But again, we'll keep following it. Here's Brennan Davis, second baseman, right-handed batter for the Dodgers, facing a veteran guy in Jonathan Holder, who is a non-roster invite. He had spent his best big league years with the New York Yankees and the Angel organization last year. Pitched a little bit in AAA in Salt Lake. He's had shoulder issues over the last couple of years that have kept him at bay. 30-year-old right-hander sends one home, and this one is drilled by Davis. That one's going to go back, bounce off the track and over the wall for a double. And that ball was absolutely smoked.
That had a sound also that had trouble written all over it. Closed stance, almost has his back partially to the pitcher. Boy, his hands, talk about moving through the hitting zone quickly.
Generates a little bat speed.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Trey Sweeney, left-handed hitting shortstop.
And use the hands. He didn't carry the bat through with an arm swing. Things as a hitter, trust the hands.
So now with the man at second base, the tying run is in the on deck circle, and Ryan Ward's going to come up and hit after Sweeney. Sweeney trying to get on. 2 balls and a strike. Double-A Somerset, the Yankees organization last year, first-round pick by New York a couple of years back. Really good prospect. And he was hoping to be a really good depth piece as far as the Dodgers are concerned, the organization. And he's getting plenty of time here in the first week of the Cactus League. There's a shattered bat grounded to first. Ortiz, the new first baseman, picks it up. Tosses to Holder, but it's a purposeful ground ball out as it gets a runner over. And there's one down and a runner at third.
This 8th inning has been big so far for the Dodgers. 14 of their 50 runs this spring have come in the 8th frame.
Well, here's a guy who's been really hitting the ball well. He's actually the club leader in RBIs with 5 this spring. That's everybody. That's Betts, that's Freeman, that's Ohtani. Freeman's right behind him, 4. But Ryan Ward has had some extra base hits. He's put a couple off the right field wall in games so far. He's going to get another run in if he can here. 1-0 pitch to the left-handed hitting Ryan Ward. And he drives it to right field. That's a base hit. Well, he keeps doing it. Another RBI, his 6th. And the Dodgers get a little closer at 6-4.
Closing in that leadoff double. A ground ball moves him over to third. The Ward just keeps swinging a hot bat.
Making an early run for spring MVP, maybe?
Absolutely. Why not?
Davis comes in to score, gets high fives in the dugout. Great for him. There's Ramos. This guy can hit. You've seen him display some of his wares in terms of base running ability, speed, power with the bat. Hit a home run against the Angels on Saturday.
The guy with quick hands.
Boulder's pitch inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramos. Ramos came in the game in center. He's now in right. Ward leads at first, and Ramos represents the tying run. It's outside. And the Dodgers unbeaten in Cactus League play, 5-0-1 with trailing here late. Ward's got a lead. And the pitch. That's a strike call.
And Ramos didn't think either one of the called strikes were over the plate.
Ramos looks at one low. Ramos from Panama. He was with the Panamanian team in the World Baseball Classic. He's 23 years old. I mean, still relatively young. And the pitch to him. It sits outside. And he'll head down to first. So Ramos, who is a non-roster invite guy, through the interest of the Dodgers, and now he goes down to first, and the tying run is on base. And Griffin Lockwood Powell, all the way from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Right-handed batter will take a strike. With 98 games he played in last year in Advanced A at Great Lakes. 13 home runs, 54 runs batted in. And he hits one toward the middle. That's going to be grabbed by the second baseman. Steps on the bag onto first. And that is a double play. Dodgers end up with a run on 2 hits to the bottom of the 8th. High and deep down the line. Lost that one. I mean, he just annihilated that baseball. He crushed it for his first home run of the spring. And how about this catch that happened in the 5th inning? And he wasn't done yet. Found the wall for a triple. So home run and a triple. And a great catch today for Andy Pages, who made an impact for the Dodgers. Rangers with a 6-4 lead. Right-hander Ricky Vanasco. He's on the 40-man. And he delivers low. Vanasco, former Ranger. He was drafted by them in 2017. Out of high school in Florida. And facing the catcher, Jose Godoy. Left-handed hitting catcher. It's the right-hander Vanasco. 3rd time he's been out in the Cactus League game. Sunday against Oakland, he had a perfect inning. Spent a little bit of time with Tulsa last year. Went 1-4, but his earned run average 1.52. That's the thing about the minor leagues, Marty, is you can't always judge the win-loss record, especially for relievers, because there's things that are out of their control during the course of the game. But you look at some other numbers, like, well, strikeouts help as he strikes out Godoy here. But you look at other things, including ERA, and it's only 1.5. That's good.
All you have to do is look at the pitches that he threw right there and say, that's really good.
Yeah. There's a ground ball by Derek Hill. Hill is in the game in center field, right-handed batter. Ground ball foul, so it is a strike. World champion Texas Rangers. Again, Corey Seager is going to be out. He hopes to be back by opening day, but that's iffy at this point. He had a sports hernia and surgery in January. Rangers are still pretty good, though. One around, and that's a strike. Think about the division. Okay, Houston's going to battle them. The question is, will the Angels be better? Will the Mariners be better? Oakland's got a long way to go.
They don't know where to go or where they can go.
Oakland's coming off a year where they had more losses in one season than ever. It goes back to the days of the Philadelphia A's. But the West looks like it's going to run through the state of Texas one way or the other.
And a remarkable turnaround by the Rangers last year. Of course, the World Championship. But the fact that the year before they finished 38 games out of first. That was in 22 and 21. They finished 35 games out of first place in their division. But the world champions, they made the most of 90 victories last year.
He sure did.
That was regular season. It was the postseason that, boy, you talk about hanging in there tough.
The ground ball is short. Trey Sweeney gobbles it up, throws on to first, and he's down. Well, here's the one difference. Okay, we've been coming over here for games for a number of years. Today was the first day I'd ever come over here to see the Rangers play, and there was a huge line of fans waiting to get in the back fields.
And the parking lots were already pretty well filled.
I've never seen that for the Rangers.
No, we've never seen that before coming over.
But that's what winning a title will do. Their fans they're energized. What's funny is you go to Camelback Ranch, it's been like that every day. This ball in the air to right. That's going to be down for a hit. Jax Biggers with a single with 2 men out. He's 1 for 2. Well, Biggers aboard, and the hitter is Cam Cauley. Cauley with a triple in the 7th inning. Dodgers will have the bottom part of the order up in the 9th. Ricky Vanasco ready to go, the right-hander. He zips one in there for a strike. Fastball, he can get that thing up there in the gun a little bit. 97, 98, 99 at times. Curveball, slider, change. And a pitch. And that's tap foul, and it's 0-2. And Vanasco was added to the Dodgers 40-man roster in November. Mark Pryor's got a lot of arms that he's got at his disposal in camp right now. Many different levels. Pitch. As Kirsten had talked about Walker Buehler, I just wanted to put a capper on Buehler. Pitching live BP yesterday, reports were good. Velocity was up a little bit. It's around 94, 95. And he thinks he needs a few more live BPs before pitching in a game, but maybe the freeway series is in his plans. We'll see. It'll be good to see Walker Buehler back when he is back, but it's not an injury situation. It's not a setback situation. It's just that they are slow playing him. Again, he's coming off an injury, and they want him 100%.
Yeah, and there's no reason for even Buehler to feel like he's feeling rushed.
Yeah. You know, he's such a big part of the Dodgers pitching plan that he's going to make sure he's 100% to start. And that he will be able to hold up over the long run, especially in October. Two pitch, runner goes, pitch high, throw down by Fiducia. He's out. Well, Davis tagged him up high on the way by. Good tag. So runner caught stealing. Last chance for the Dodgers, trailing 6-4. In Goodyear. Kirsten will be over there for that. Then the Cleveland Guardians come to Camelback Ranch on Friday night. That's when we understand Shohei Ohtani will be back in the lineup for the Dodgers. So make sure to tune into those right here on Sportsnet LA. Travis Swaggerty is the batter here in the top of the 9th inning. 6-4, Texas with the lead. The Dodgers are facing their first 9th inning deficit of the season. There's a pitch clock violation on the new pitcher Shane Green.
That's the 3rd pitch clock violation by a Dodger reliever today.
Now, Shane Green pitching here in the 9th. If you think, well, where have I seen that guy before? Well, you've seen him all over the big leagues for years. Tigers, Yankees, Braves, and the Dodgers. One game in 2022. Swaggerty lifts it to left. That's going to get in. And Swaggerty will bring the tying run to the plate in the 9th. Leadoff single. And Damon Keith will now get an opportunity for the Dodgers. Entered the game in left field a few innings back. But now we see him at the plate for the first time, and he hammers one. But it's going to be playable for the left fielder Harris, and he'll make the catch. Well, first ball swinging for Damon Keith, and he is out. So one gone in the 9th. There's Cody Hosey. Hosey had a sacrifice and an RBI in the 7th inning, scoring Pages from 3rd. That had given the Dodgers a 3-2 lead at that point. Snap throw down to first, and Swaggerty back. Cody Hosey out of Tulane. Dodgers first rounder in 2019.
All right, ready.
You got to figure timing wise this could be a big season for Cody Hosey in the minors in terms of taking that next step in his development. Fouls this one off to the right.
There reaches a point in a young player's career where you say, okay, now I've got the confidence. Now I can build upon some things. What do you work on in the offseason? It's easy to work on the things that you do well to begin with. It's painful maybe to work on the rest of the stuff.
You know, for him, he spent time in the last couple of seasons in Tulsa in Double-A, and you'd figure the natural step in the progression would be that he would end up in Oklahoma City this year, whether to start the season or not. But you figure he's gonna see some Triple-A pitching this year.
Dodgers give their young players a lot of information on what they can do, and then the thing called the internet, it's amazing what you can find out. Pitch selection, what's the weaknesses, how do you handle a breaking ball, what about the fastball, what's the percentage of swings missed.
The ground ball sharply hit, backhanded by Blackwell, and Cauley, the shortstop, steps on the bag, throws on to first, and that is a game-ending double play on a really sharply hit ball by Cody Hosey up the middle. The Rangers are going to win this one 6-4 to hand the Dodgers their first Cactus League loss. But it was the debut day of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who was absolutely awesome for the first couple of innings. Andy Pages certainly a bright spot in this one. 6-4, Rangers beat the Dodgers. Make sure to join us tomorrow, TV only. Sportsnet LA, when the Dodgers face the Reds at 5 o'clock. Pregame on TV, 4:30. Now on the